Welcome to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, the daily talk show with the voice of Penn State football and men's basketball. You never know what special guest may stop on by any given day. Now here's the man of the hour, Mr. Steve Jones.
Oh, survived the great blizzard of 24.
Oh, yes. Only the finest. We're here. And you know what we're going to talk about first?
How we ever survived, I'll never know.
That 3 inches of snow, Steve. It was a lot, okay? It was a major snowfall.
Yeah.
It's like going on a 2-0 run in basketball. It's a lot of baskets made, Steve.
Got a bucket. Great. If you get 2, that's a streak.
Yeah. But you know what should have been not counted as points?
I'll give you credit, though. That's a state-high color sweatshirt.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jerry Valeri was here earlier and was wearing this big Under Armour sweatshirt. And it just screams out that why Under Armour's $7 a share.
Oh, boy. Okay. Going after Jerry immediately in the show today. You'd rather go after Jerry than the referees? You do you, man.
Oh, no. They're really one and the same.
Because I want to... I want to talk about referees a little bit here on the show. So last night, don't know if you saw it, the New York Knicks and Houston Rockets are playing. Knicks, great comeback, get into the game. A lot of players still out injured. No OG, Julius Randle, Mitch Robinson. Lots of guys out, is my point. Rockets are an average team now. Aaron Holiday gets the ball about 30 to 35 feet out, chucks up a shot at the buzzer, is twisting away. Jalen Brunson goes to contest, perfectly contests the shot, misses him. Aaron Holiday lands. They both miss each other. Buzzer goes off. Game over. Wrong. The referee blew his whistle saying Jalen Brunson very clearly fouled Aaron Holiday. And Mike Breen and everyone on the call is like, there is no foul there. There's nothing there. Afterwards, the pool report says, yeah, there was nothing. Literally nothing. And the refs reviewed it on the court and said, oh, you could clearly see he fouled him here. I want this ref thrown into prison.
Prison?
Yes.
Prison? Rikers Island?
Because it is a criminal offense, Steve.
You want him in Rikers?
I do want him in Rikers. This is a criminal call. Like, I've been looking at this and I keep seeing it and I'm like, there's nothing. There is just nothing. They said after the game, crew chief Ed Malloy says that in live action, the referees believed the lower body contact was illegal, but their opinion changed following a replay review. But even after replaying, he still got foul shots. They can review fouls. That was what they were doing, and they were like, it's still a foul. If you say it's not. They said it wasn't a foul, but said we're still going to let him shoot foul shots. Make it make sense.
I can't because it doesn't make sense. You
exactly.
You were there with Dick and I when we were at Madison Square Garden on the Georgia Tech play, where Ace Baldwin is a foot away from the guy, and they called him for a foul because he fell down on his own. And those free throws won the game. Instead of Penn State winning 81-80, Penn State lost 82-81. Right? Okay. Sunday, they called a foul on Zach Hicks in the lane. It was to our right. And I looked up at the board because to Northwestern's credit, they show replays. Hint. And we looked at it. He didn't touch him.
It was in Indiana and Bloomington. Nick Kern swipes over the top of whoever it was. Yeah. There was like a good 6 inches of space between them. And they're like, he clearly got him on the hand there. And it's like, you can see the space between his arm and the ball.
I know. I mean, Ray Dittinger is going to join us in the second half of the show. We're going to talk about some of the problems. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl, but also some problems with the NFL. Because the NFL is rolling. Well, one of the problems that Ray and I will talk about will be the officiating in the league, which may have been the poorest that the two of us have seen. Now, Ray has been closer to it during his 50-plus years of his Hall of Fame career than I have. I've only watched the vast majority of my games on TV. He's physically there.
You've been watching for, 3 years maybe? 2 years, 4 years? Not a lot.
Yeah, Ray? How about 52, 53?
Yeah, not bad. Not a bad number.
And it's the worst he's seen. I think it's the worst I've seen in multiple sports, and I don't know why. I mean, part of it is I know the speed of the games, but to be honest with you, the speed of the NBA, like they take their time doing things. It may be 24 seconds, but they're not doing a breakneck thing going.
I can tell you exactly why refereeing is as bad as it ever has been.
Here comes the corrupt part.
No, it's not. They're corrupt. None of that stuff. They were corrupt back in 2018-19 when the Saints should have been in the Super Bowl, but who's counting?
You're just so
that is completely justified.
So bitter.
I am bitter, but the reason they're under this much fire is because now we do have all of these replays. We have all of these angles, all of these things.
I know.
So missing a call is bigger because let's say
Kyle, I'm seeing missed calls live.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's the thing is that referees.
I'm not an official, but I'm seeing the call and it's wrong live.
But that's the thing, because we have replay and all these angles, referees are being told to use it and utilize it. And of course, I'm a huge soccer fan, and they're told to not make calls now because VAR will overturn them. But then they don't make calls and VAR doesn't make the call. And so because of that, we're missing a lot more. And so that's a big thing in every sport where there's just missed calls everywhere because they're getting raised on having this video review.
Okay, Sunday, for example, they called a goaltending Kudus Wahab.
Mm-hmm.
They were a little late in calling it because I think they wanted to review it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
You could see live, it's no basket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You can see it's no basket live. All right? I even called it blocked. I see blocked it off the backboard.
Mm-hmm.
But they deliberately called it so they could review it, just to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
There was no. I mean, do I understand why they wanted to do it? Because they're allowed to. Something like that is quote a bang bang play, except it wasn't quite a bang bang play.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, okay, that's fine. I mean, we looked at it, went, okay, it's exactly what we saw. But then it took them forever to do it because now they're looking at the clock and things like that. Oh, for goodness sakes.
There is an over-reliance on the video aspect of it to almost get rid of the issues you may face. So to clean up the game, we added in video review, which I liked off the bat because it makes sense to have video review for a lot of things you can't fully see, or the severity of it, especially in soccer, where you'll miss it and a guy will go studs up into your knee and that could end a career.
Well, look at the Super Bowl. How many video reviews were in the Super Bowl?
I don't remember many, if any. Yeah.
All the scoring plays and the turnovers were automatically reviewed. That's an automatic, but everything was clean and fresh anyway. Yeah. But there were no red flag challenges. I think the only review that happened was if Kyle Juszczyk had made a football move to be his third step, and it was okay, they got it real quick and easy, and they're moving on. It was great, whatever. Well, again, the league can't figure out what a catch is.
But that's just an issue that's been there forever. Yeah, is they don't know what a catch is, and they never will know what a catch is.
Over here in the common sense area, I know what a catch is.
Yeah, but even then, it's the whatever. A catch in football and if it's a handball in soccer are two of the most just. What is this rule? Is this rule exist? Is it a thing?
They're taking too much. Okay, they're taking too much time. College basketball, at least now, they put a mic in a couple of arenas.
Yeah.
Hint.
Yeah, just do it. It's easy.
Put the mic in the arena. Let the people know what you're reviewing and why.
And when he goes to talk to TV,
just do
turn it on. NBA does it. NBA's great with it.
Come on. I mean, I saw Michigan State the other day, Illinois. Yep, they had it.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And there was one other game I was watching. They had it. That was North Carolina Duke.
Mm-hmm.
They had it. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay?
It's not tough.
Okay? $1.95. Just go over to Best Buy. We're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the PA announcers have microphones to the stands. You could hypothetically just get that, have them turn it around for a moment, just tuck into that. It's not tough to do what they have to do.
Right, but you're right. I think they are relying a lot on video replay as their bailout.
And because they're relying on it, it's not that it's bailing them out. It's that they are relying on it to the point now where then they're when they're teaching these new crops of referees, there is a reliance and a knowledge of we have it, as my computer apparently explodes and its fan is going off, which is what the noise you're hearing currently. It sounds like it's exploding. But there is a reliance on having the video review because you know that it's there to back you up. So you're not learning and watching the game the way certain referees used to. That a lot of NBA players especially have talked about it. They're like, there are certain referees who we can talk to and go through during a game, and they will like almost always make the right call. And if not, they'll own up to it on the spot and say, I'm going to start trying to look for different things separately. Now these guys aren't looking for the same things, looking for different things. And it's now causing issues because they're not looking for things at all because they're like, oh, I'll find it on video review. Video review can't get every single thing you need it to.
Nope. And what will bother me is like if there's a play out of bounds and you're not sure who it touched, they're looking for fingernails. Mm-hmm. Like, look, if you don't see it in 30 seconds, cut it off and move on.
That's the thing.
The game.
You look at the offsides rule for soccer. There have been so many games where it takes them 5 minutes to figure out if a player is offsides because they're looking for literal millimeters of jerseys being offsides. And it's like, no.
You can't tell in 30 to 40 seconds. You're done. Move on.
The reason behind VAR in soccer, Ed has stated, it's got to be clear and obvious. That is what video review should be used for. If there is a clear and obvious error where it's like blatant, that it's like, oh, well, Kevin Durant back when he was a Warrior clearly stepped out of bounds when he was passing the ball on a rebound. Like very clearly his foot was like 3 feet out and he's passing it in. You see that, you say VAR, we'll look at it. He was clearly out of bounds. End of story. Right. It should take you maximum, let's say 2 minutes. 1 minute to figure out if there could be something and 1 minute to confirm it. That is the max.
30 to 40 seconds.
But that's why I say 2 minutes, because the first minute is like, did we have a real issue, yay or nay? If we did, we move forward. If not, that minute, we're done.
It doesn't even take a minute to realize they have an issue. They do it right away and go, okay, let's take a look. I mean, it's amazing how during a commercial break, they'll look at a 3, and before they're out of commercial, they already have it figured out. Okay.
It's funny. You see the like during
that happens all the time, right? Hey, they'll look over, not sure we're going to look at it. It means the next commercial break we're going to look at it. Then they come out and go, hey, there's an extra point or there's not, whatever it may be, and nobody really knew about it, right? Now Dick and I know because we know what they're looking at, right? But like other stuff, right? They're going to go over. Number one, they don't tell anybody in the arena what they're looking at. Like, no, tell everybody what you're looking at. That way, everybody knows. Okay, let's take a look. And then put the replay up on the board. So that everybody who paid money, I mean, remember, they already paid the streaming bill. They already paid their cable bill. Oh, they paid the park. They paid the ticket. They paid the concessions, right? Give them the chance to watch it. Like the person at home that only paid the cable or the streaming bill. It's just, I mean, it is a bizarre way to do business.
It's done in so many sports where it's just that. It's like you don't get to see the reviews on screen. And
I don't get it.
It makes no sense.
Now, if you're trying to pinch pennies because we don't want to have a video group. I mean, I did a game at Ohio State this year, at basketball. Okay. This is basketball, not football. All right. And there was a review. And all they did was show little kids sitting in the stands up on the board. And we didn't have a monitor. Were you? No, that was Roger who did that.
I was not at that game.
Roger did that game. Roger wanted to see his son, Chris. So we're sitting there, and they're showing little kids in the stands, which are adorable, and that's fine. They got some screen time. Well, that's why they created like under 12, under 8, under 4 timeouts. You know, you can show that all you want. This is a video review. Why should everybody in that arena be left in the dark and be looking at little kids? And then when it's done, nobody even knows what the heck the result was.
They usually have at least, like 3 cameras generally they have in terms of like in-game broadcast. Usually there's like 2 or 3 angles at least.
They should be using, in that case, the network feed. That way the network feed, because guess what? You're already having an agreement with them. You don't need to use your own internal cameras to show it. Hey, use the one that people at home are seeing. It's okay. Okay? They paid the money. You've got an agreement with them. We're all set. I don't get it.
I don't get it. And I have one last referee question, I guess.
They all speak highly of you, by the way.
Oh, they all love me.
Yeah. I wouldn't brag about it.
Yeah, but there are a lot of referees out there who, begin, as I said, because of the having video review, they're not watching the game the same way referees, even let's say 10 years ago, were doing, where they are and were some of the best. Like, I think Bill Vinovich is pretty good at his job. There's a lot of referees in a lot of sports who are really good.
He's good.
But because they're learning with video, it's tough. In some sports, think video review, referees should not be allowed to video review unless it is that clear and obvious thing. If you're hunting for something, you should not be allowed to review it. I don't know how it works in every sport.
I'll say this. Hockey is quick and smooth.
Hockey's quick and smooth. And
baseball is clunky.
Baseball's clunky, and soccer is the one that I always use because it's the most widely talked about psychotic thing, where VAR is meant to be used as clear and obvious, but it's not. The system behind it, I like. That you have 3 people at all times watching the game. If one, like throughout the game, if you see something possibly on the screen, one is going to start looking at that thing and trying to see if there was a clear and obvious error. If there was a clear and obvious error after a minute, then he'll say, we'll signal this for the next stoppage to look at it. If it's a yellow card offense, if it's not, they let it go. Whatever. Cool. As they're going, they do that. And the other 2 guys keep watching. And then he comes back and a third is on the game at all times. I like that system and the idea behind it because it means there's more eyes in the game. They can catch more things that you don't. But it should be clear and obvious. That is where I think all sports should go. What clear and obvious is has to be figured out and ironed out, but there should be a clear and obvious thing because there's so many times where you're looking for these minute details, the tiniest of thing, like, was he offsides? I don't know. Move on. If the offsides is based on the size of a sprinkle, I don't want to have to deal with it. Should be like there should be a
keep
standard
the game moving. Okay, keep it moving.
That's my thought of clear and obvious. If you can't see it on first watch,
that's what I'm talking about, the 30 to 40 second thing. If you can see it in 30 to 40 seconds, it doesn't exist.
Exactly. If you don't see it on first watch on anything, you should not be able to look at it unless it's I'm throwing him out of a game deal. Now, then I get looking at it more.
In defense of the officials, when they go over to the table in basketball, sometimes the guys in the truck don't give them the replay they need right away. They're waiting to get it, and the fans don't realize that part of it. Because I've talked to enough officials, they're like, we had to wait like 15, 20 seconds, felt like an eternity to finally get the replay of the play. He says, let alone the angle.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, yeah, I know. I said, we do explain that on the broadcast. And Terry Weimer has told me, he said, we've heard you and Dick do that. I said, we appreciate that. Yeah, because we know how it's supposed to work. But they're using. I'm glad they have video replay. I don't want to see. Let's go to baseball now because baseball is talking about robo-ump behind home plate. No. Okay? If humans are going to manage it or coach it, if humans are going to play it, if humans are going to announce it, if humans are going to be in the stands, I want humans officiating. I don't need AI to do something here. I don't need that. I realize people are putting money on it. I believe the Super Bowl had 165
165 the most ever.
165 billion, right? Yeah. Bet on the game.
Crazy.
Based on how Jerry Valera is dressed today, it didn't go well.
Oof.
What?
Two on him already.
Oh,
but
I could do an entire
I know
I could do a 20-part series.
But on what you said on baseball referees,
I'm sorry. I know. I mean, I know they all have their different strike zones and the whole thing. Some are wider, some are tighter, whatever. But I'd rather have a person back there instead of a box.
And what I will add to you is like when you're in the professional baseball, you are the top 0.1% of the 0.1% at that sport. The best referees should be at that same level too. So there should be a scale. Like I know baseball has it where you can see like how well they call strikes and balls.
Yeah.
Like you should have that where it's like a certain standard of calls if they are if they're correct or not, basically. And baseball can do that pretty well.
Baseball, you work your way up, work your way up, work your way up. Okay. Now, you see on Monday Night Football what John Perry. Okay. Well, where do you think John Perry cut his teeth as an official? The Big Ten. Right? You know, his dad was the head of officiating.
Yeah.
But he, you know, I've done games where he's been the referee. Well, he moved up. See, in college is not the top rung.
It's the pros.
Right? The pros are the top rung. So in baseball, minor league, okay, now I'm in the majors. Okay. Well, the same thing with college. You got a lot of college officials who are, and most of them are very good. Some of them are just, look, it's like any profession. I'm not going to say it. It's like any profession where you got some people that are like, you know, okay at it. I've already hit them twice in the show. I'm not going to do it again.
Not going to do it anymore?
No.
Is that going to be it then for now? And we'll listen to a little bit of...
No, it's just the reason being is that I think by saying it that way, I've made my point.
You have made your point, Steve.
He's in the office. I can't believe it. Oh, so lucky we have Joe here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because the guy in the other office, it's like watching on the deck of the Titanic with Captain Smith.
Oh, boy. When I hear Titanic, I just think about Propeller Guy. That's all I think about.
Oh, no. I can smell bleeding ice. You can smell bleeding ice? Okay. Yeah. Let's listen to Ray.
Thank you for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, a 7 Mountain Media production. Come back at 11 every weekday for analysis of the latest happening in the sports landscape. From college football to European soccer, Steve and Kyle cover it all on Sports